Welcome to the element of water. I invite you today to relax, to let go of the burdens you're carrying, and to find some flow, to find your natural rhythm. So there's this ancient Chinese proverb that says, tension is who you think you should be, and relaxation is who you truly are. So I invite you today to just relax into this practice. Keep it gentle if you like. We're gonna do about 10 or 15 minutes of flow, sweet flow, just inviting a rhythm back. And then about 10 minutes of relaxation designed to nourish your kidneys. So go ahead and just start by rubbing your hands together really softly, tuning into your breath. Let your inhales just effortlessly glide into your exhales, like the tide coming in and out. Hearing the breath like the sound of the ocean. And then taking the palm of your hands and just placing them in your kidneys. Our kidneys are a repository of fear. When there's imbalance in our kidneys, we may feel a little more stuck, fearful. And when we can get the energy moving through the kidneys, we can access deeper courage, letting go of what's standing in our way. Sometimes fears are rational, sometimes they're irrational. They're just kind of stories standing in our way. So just taking a moment to love up your kidneys. And let's begin to create a little movement through the kidneys, a nice gentle flow, moving with the breath. So we cup the hands around the knees. As you inhale, tilt the hips forward, lift the heart, look up. As you exhale, sit back into your seat, round the back, tuck the chin. So adding a gentle rocking motion here. Inhale, heart forward. Elbows back, gaze up, exhale, sit back, round in. So finding your own rhythm here, breathing like the ocean. Inhale up, exhale back. As we inhale, we bring a little bit of gentle contraction to the kidneys. As we exhale, we stretch the space around the kidneys. A few more times. At your own pace, nice and easy. And then coming back to your center, feeling your sit bones snuggled into the mat or maybe the earth. Let's move this in a circular direction. First, we'll go clockwise, bringing the heart forward, heart to the right, heart back, and heart to the left. So feeling this in your hips, your sacral chakra, your energy center, around your hips, your reproductive organ, your energetic center of water. All of your fluids here beginning to flow. Blood flowing, chi flowing, synovial fluid, and then reverse when you come back to center, counterclockwise. Notice where you're feeling this and breathe there, loving, tender breaths. Nice rhythm to the breath. Come back to center. And let's bring some of that water, that hydration, into the neck. So as we drop the chin down, the back of the neck lengthens, gently rolling ear to shoulder. You can look up towards the sky. Moving chin past the center, and again, looking up towards the sky. Just letting this be a natural movement, unstrained. Remember, tension is who you think you should be. Relaxation is who you truly are. So just let your neck move itself. And then coming back to center. Let's bring that same movement into our wrists. So we'll bring the elbows in towards the sides so we can isolate the wrists. Wrap your forefingers around your thumbs, and we'll conduct a little orchestra here. Make some slow figure eights. Replacing air in your wrist joints with water, hydration. Reverse. Shake out the water, out the fingertips, and let's come to a tabletop position here. Spreading the fingers, knees, hips width, bringing that flow, that rhythm now into your spine. Your spine is meant to be fluid. Animals get this. Animals know they move their spines in all directions. We are our spine, and you are only as young as your spine is flexible. So notice all the ways that your spine can undulate. Allow it to move. If you find a little movement, tangent, you want to get there and pause and deep breath, a little deeper into those little nooks and crannies. Again, letting your spine move you. The shoulders up to the ears and down and back. So taking moments here to isolate the joints, replacing air in the joints with water. All right, and we'll spread the fingers, curl the toes under, sit back to the heels, starting to wake up the toes and the ankles, pressing through the palms, and then lifting up to your downward facing dog. If you're like me and you got your hair free and flowing, shaking out the head, and pedaling your feet, waking up the ankles. Cha-cha of the hips. Again, finding that freedom of movement here in downward dog. Undulations of the spine. Dropping the heels, lifting the heels to tiptoes. And let's bend the knees, crouching dog, belly to the thighs. And then lifting the hips, rolling forward to plank, and then leaning back to that crouching dog. So we're moving the body here like a wave. Inhaling forward to plank. Exhale back, crouching dog to downward dog. So feel the body move like a wave. Crouching dog, downward dog, rolling to plank. A few more times. And we'll come forward to planking. Make this easy. Float the knees down. Bend your elbows, lower the chest and the chin, and then inhaling up to cobra. Again, we'll make this a little wave. So we'll press back here to child's pose. Letting your head and your heart lead as you dive in, bending the elbows. Inhale up to cobra. Exhale back, child's pose. Doing this a few more times at your own pace. With the tail lifted, the elbows bend, nose and heart lead. Inhale up, cobra. Exhale back, child's. As we do this, we bring some strength around the kidneys as we lift up. As we exhale back, we bring some space around the kidneys. One more time. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, sit back. And let's stay here in child's pose. Forearms heavy to the ground, head heavy to the ground, coming back to that place of relaxation. Breathing into your kidneys. as if there are lung lobes there. Breathing deeply. Feel them expand. Our kidneys sit on top of our adrenal glands. And our adrenals are there to help us in our stress responses. So by nourishing our kidneys then nourish all of our organs, all of our systems, and help us respond better to stress. Let's bring the elbows down, palms together, a little reverse prayer, child's pose, giving ourselves a chance to open the back of the arms, thumbs behind the neck. Head heavy to the ground. And slowly bring the hands back to the mat. Come on up to a tabletop position. Again, undulating through the spine. Before we settle into a bit of stillness, taking another moment to move as you wish, in a way that is relaxing and releasing, especially through the neck. Okay, now we'll move into our yin portion here. So if you have blocks or bolster, I invite you to soften into them. We're gonna start here first in a butterfly position. So when I do butterfly, I like to have a little Stonehenge to relax into. So blocks up on mama bear level, as I like to say, and then we'll take our bolster, if you have it, pillow, stack it on top. So I've got the soles of the feet together, knees wide, and then I can soften in. Letting the head go. Releasing any muscular engagement from your arms. And just let gravity do the work here. So as the spine rounds, we access a little more into your kidneys. And this element of water, this fluid lying buried dark below the earth's surface, containing all of our potential, our potency for moving through our lives. We are 75% water. The water element ruling birth and life. And in Chinese medicine, our essence, which is known as Jing, is stored in our kidneys. So again, breathing there, breathe into that Jing. Let yourself marinate. This is the essence of the yin practice, is marinating in stillness. Nice long holds. Playing an edge of sensation in target areas. Here we've got our low back, spine, hips, knees, ankle joints. Loving, relaxing breaths into those target spaces. Just a couple more flowing oceanic breaths in our butterfly. I like to think of the sloth as the spirit animal of the yin practice. So like a sloth, slowly rising up, taking a moment to sit upright with the hands on the knees, just noticing that Jing, that essence flowing through the low back, through the spine, through the hips, knees, ankles. move our props aside and gather the knees together. Let them touch. Bring your hands off to the sides, fingers facing out, and then walk your feet a little wider. So countering that external rotation of the hips with internal. Countering the flexion of the spine with extension, a little lift of the heart. And then opening the knees, but keeping the feet as they are, gentle flows of the knees from side to side with the breath. Inhaling through center, exhaling, swish. Swish and swish. Okay, come back to center. This time focusing on the front of our hips. If you have a block or a pillow, now would be a good time to grab it. We'll lower ourselves to the earth. Just taking a moment to place that block on the belly, feeling the belly rise and the block rise on the in-breath. And the belly and block fall on the out-breath. Feeling how your low back and kidneys soften to the ground here for a moment before we bring a little energy back to our kidneys. Let's take the block now at this low baby bear level. You can always go up to mama bear or papa bear as you wish. And press down through the feet and float your hips up. We'll slide that baby bear block under your pelvis and then let your pelvis soften and melt. Like ice cream on a hot summer day. Just let the pelvis be melting around the block, heavy. I'm just noticing here the low back, the kidneys getting a little subtle contraction. If it feels painful, you can opt out. Maybe you do a folded towel instead, a little lower to the earth. And bringing your hands to the front of your hips here. Breathe into your hands. It may feel really good to let your legs stretch out. Let your hip extensors open. Releasing tension around the hip flexors, the psoas muscle, and it also might feel good to reach your arms over your head and let the diaphragm under the ribs stretch and expand. And breathing into the whole front body, relaxing into this, back of the neck, nice and long, heavy on the ground. And modifying this as you wish. So maybe you're happy here, perhaps bringing the arms by your side and feet by your side and creating a little more extension in the hips as you lift the hips up and go to mama bear. It's up to you. Finding where it's flowing. Where is it flowing for you in this pose? Again, feeling the belly rise and fall like the tides. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. And you can either keep your legs stretched out, or you may want to bring your feet back to the earth and let your feet come up to the sky. It clears the ankles. Letting circulation flow down the legs from the ankles to the knees, all the way and back into the hips. And when this feels complete, you can bring your feet back to the ground. Float your hips off the block and then slowly lower the spine, one vertebrae at a time, back to the earth. And when the hips lower down, hug it in, rock it out, hands to the shins, massaging your kidneys into the earth as you rock side to side. Bring the feet to the ground, arms to the side. Gentle twist here, so palms to the earth, a little scoot of the hips to the right, a drop of the knees to the left. So any variations you like to hear, turning your gaze over your right arm, relaxing into this. Let your left hand be soft, jaw relaxed. Bring your left hand back to the ground. We'll sweep the knees back to the sky, hips back to the center of your mat. Again, hands to the belly, taking that soft belly breath. Come to the other side here, arms out to the side, palms to the ground. Little hip hop to the left, knees drop to the right. Gaze over your left arm. Softening to the right hand, through the whole face. And more of that right hand back to the ground. Sweep the knees back up to the sky, hips to the center of the mat. Again, hug it in, rock it out. Any final pose, you need to feel complete here. If you're doing happy baby, you want to keep the back of your head on the ground and your hips on the ground, reaching up for the feet, either pinky toe edge or peace fingers around your big toes, rocking a little side to side. Again, taking an opportunity to massage those kidneys into the earth. And release the feet. Setting up for Shavasana here. If you have your bolster, you want to place it under the back of your knees. That'll allow your low back kidneys to soften all the way and your hips to soften. Let your feet go nice and wide. Let the arms stretch out. So let yourself be like a little gentle starfish here. Space for the body to breathe. And imagining like you're a starfish lying on the rocks. As you breathe in, the tide comes in. As you breathe out, the tide goes out. Breathing in, belly and your heart filling with light, love. Exhale, sending out that light and that love. And letting go of control of the breath, relaxing your jaw, your face, your whole body completely relaxed. Staying here for the next few minutes, allowing the practice to integrate. Releasing tension to invite in relaxation. Release fear to yield courage. Release resistance so you can flow around the mountains in your way. Release indecision so you can cultivate more certainty. Release busyness to encourage your healing. I'll invite you to just stay here in this relaxation as long as you need. Your body will know when it's time to exit. And when you do, bringing this gentleness, this relaxation, as you come out of your final resting pose. Thank you for joining me in this journey through the water element.